Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. And a show veteran is back from Oyster Bay, Long Island, Albatross Heights.
Hey everybody.
Welcome.
Uh,
And we're going to talk about your new single, A Different Kind of Disease, which I'm very interested about the subject matter there. But first, I want to say in your description in Bandcamp, I think I said this before, but I just think it's so perfect describing your music as supernatural electro rock. I just love that. And I think you're so accurate too.
I appreciate it, man, because I always choke uh, in those bio type things you have to write for all this.
Mm.
And I wrote that one time. I'm like, bro, that sounds poser as heck, Dan. Down. And it stuck after a while. So thank you for saying so.
Yeah. Because there always is some kind, I mean, you go on to say some psychedelic things, and there is always something trippy about your songs, I find. But you really go on a journey.
I, I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to. Every time I try to cram it into a genre, it doesn't work. It's not synthwave, it's not dark wave, it's not lo-fi, but it is all of that stuff in a blender. And it's the soundtrack to midlife crisis. That's what it is.
But you always have so many different interesting parts of your songs. You know, I feel it makes me feel guilty for being a verse, chorus, outro guy. You know?
I love it, man. I mean, our generation grew up on good pop and good digestible stuff. And I think there's something to be said for verse chorus. I mean, I aspire to that,
Yeah.
you know?
But you know, it's almost like I don't think you sound like Yes, right? But I was just listening to, I got stuck for like a week that I had to listen to You and I by Yes, you know? And I just thought it's so beautiful. And it just like you just start the day in such wonder with that. But you know, they've always got all these different parts. Like just when you think must have heard every part of the song, here comes a new one, you know? But I loved that growing up and listening to that.
Each song of theirs is like a handful of songs, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
flavors.
I took notes here because I want to talk about so many things. Okay, first I'm going to geek out on different parts of this song that I totally love. And one is just the sound of the vocals. There's something about the vocal processing or something is like a little different on this one, and it really has like a cool feel to it.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to remember what I used. I used a little bit of like, the automatic double track,
Oh
that
yeah,
effect.
oh yeah, like the Abbey Road, that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, but
guilty. It sounds so cool.
and it's good. No, it's a great effect to use. I just because like again, the records we grew up on had tons of the real auto double, the
Right, right, right.
a little richer than a chorus or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was right for this one. This is a weird song. I guess I only make weird songs, but this one, yeah, it fit somehow. I thought so.
Well, also it's like the vocal range that you show in this one. You got like, I mean, the whole thing is upper, kind of upper register, but then you really belt out some high notes, and then in like I'll say one of the mid sections where you do falsetto, which I don't know if I've ever heard you do falsetto before, but you also did a great job of going in and coming out of falsetto. That's the main problem, right?
It is. Thanks. I mean, yeah, I don't do it too often. It usually only happens when I get hit in the nads with a mic stand or something like that. I tried a bunch of things in this song that I haven't done in a while. We've talked a little bit about coming from rock or active rock or stuff like that, and I don't do straight rock a lot anymore, or metal or any of that, but I like to pepper those pieces of my past into it here and there and see if they
Yeah.
stick. And this one hopefully stuck. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Well, too, and I love the samples. You know, like the walkie-talkie a sample in there, which I want to find out what it's saying once we get to the lyrics. 'Cause I asked you to read the lyrics too. And
Want
oh
to
yeah,
find
I said that. Oh yeah, and then I just like you think you got a handle on what's on the song and what's going to be repeated, but then you just go into this outro that just sounds it's like a quiet desperation. Like, can't you see that you're all that I got, you know? And then the music kind of fades away and gets real. Is it just a piano at the end? Or is it,
Yeah, it's a piano and a buzz from a pickup
oh,
on the
from yeah, from an amp or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
switch on.
Oh, a little bit of like feedback
Yeah, a little, even just kind of like
or just the switch on.
straight
Like,
buzz, just
oh yeah.
dead air on the guitar, just and then just doing the switch Randy Rhoads style a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. But I just thought that was so effective the way that just kind of you know simplifies and fades out with that line that's just such a heartbreaker, you know.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, but how did this one start out? Where was it on the guitar, on the bass, or on the synth?
This started out, uh, this is another remix song, to be completely
Oh,
candid.
okay.
Another song I've had for a while that I woke back up and dusted off and added some new parts to. I think it started from the drum loop. I think I was trying to go in a drum and bass direction with something. It failed, and I said, "Make," uh, and I started putting some guitar on it and took it. And I was like, "Okay, this is not a synthronica. This is a rock that happens to have electronic in it, maybe." And
Mm-hmm.
that route, and that's where it went. And
Well, I also wanted to say that I feel like, well, you're an inspiration to me, I will say, because you just, you know, just listening to your songs, you can just feel that you just go wherever the muse takes you. You know what I mean? Like, and like, well, I guess like not to rip on anyone, but like in the dark wave, you know, those bands, every song's kind of pretty similar, you know what I mean, or the same elements. But yours is always like a whole new, like creative, uh, bag of tricks I find with each of your songs, and it's so, yeah, it's inspiring because I mean, as an artist, you do need to like constantly break new ground and kind of evolve, or else it's just like it doesn't feel good to just do the same shit all over again, you know?
it's real. And I appreciate you saying so. I like one of the highest things I value and what and am trying to do is experimentation. I find experimentation fun.
Mm,
I really do. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't land. Sometimes it ends up maybe being something for just me that might not be palatable. And sometimes neither me nor the crowd may like it either. And that's okay because we tried something, but I
yeah.
find just putting different elements, seeing what happens and where it can go.
I want to hear the Just For Me basement tapes.
You might be like, that's enough. 30 seconds of that is enough.
I don't know why it reminds me of this, of just like enough of something, but for some reason I stumbled upon Mountain. I don't know if you know Mountain from the 70s singing Mississippi Queen.
Yeah.
I have to send you a link to it because it is the most obnoxious guitar tone that I've ever heard. I mean, anyone who put it up against anyone, and it was like in the 70s, you know?
Wasn't it back then for
Yeah,
rock? I mean, it was.
yeah,
Oh, but yeah, it was a little honky tone on that.
yeah, yeah. Um, but can you read the lyrics for us,
Sure.
or actually, do you want to talk about in general where the song came from, and then we'll get into the lyrics?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with the same tired blanket excuse of mine of I put random words, again, just experimenting, and I
Mm,
often find out later what my songs are about. I
mm, yeah.
that's Probably sounds pretentious as crap, but that's how it happens.
No, yeah, that's often the case with me too. Well, actually, it's always the case with me too. Yeah, I always have like a revisit of what something was about, you know.
Hey, that's good to hear that that's not just me because it sounds almost like very irresponsible of me to just go like throw some words, see what I don't know. But it
Well,
kind of
it's also once, I mean, when you're starting and you have something, but then when you're finished and there's production, little production, this and that on things, that can like really change it, you know, or like a little melancholy synth line, you're like, oh, this is something else now, you know.
you're right, and that tells pretty much how it unfolds for me. And it's not quite cut up. It's not quite like dog bark, telephone, watermelon. It's not just, but it is a step, one step to the right of that, maybe in certain terms of order to where it fits, but you don't quite know what it means. I'm thinking what this ends up, what I was subconsciously trying to say is something about love and connection in the purest form. Not, it could be romantic love, but I think it's more like not being an island, being
Mm,
one of my crimes that I'm trying to rectify, and it is crap for my music promotion, which is nil, is being an island and just not really being out there because
mm.
somebody who broadcasts and just like, hey, it's me again with your daily thing, and I'm not poo-pooing anybody that does that. I'm
No,
actually
it's tough. It's tough to do that. Yeah.
tough, and I salute all of you guys out there that are able to do that. I'm learning from you because I'm too in the dark and in the weeds. I don't mean negative. I just mean just kind of like guy in the just doing my thing. But the connection's important. And maybe this song is aimed at me to say, hey, dumbass, why don't you connect with people? And we'll find out. But what it is, I'll read it out to you if you're cool with it.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you want
Yeah.
the whole thing or you want
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm excited.
all right, here we
And
go.
even the walkie-talkie sentences.
I don't know what that's saying. That's my play saying something in French. And I've got to ring him up and find out what that is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'll lay down something for your song. And I was like, great, throw it after the second chord, just and
Oh,
it
that's
could
cool.
could be like, Dan's a goofy midget or but like we'll find out. Here it is. How can you make this right? You're out on your own. How do you sleep at night? How can you make this right? Now you go it alone. In another world, there's another love. There's another side to the things been done. When tonight's all gone, there'll be nothing more. There'll be nothing less than the love you are. Second,
Mm,
oh, won't you say goodnight to the voice in your head? I can attest to that as somebody
mm,
a lot. Oh, don't be so polite. Oh, just you say goodnight. It's got you seeing red. It's riling you up, I guess is what I'm saying there.
mm,
In another place, in another time, there's a lonely soul, cold and stuck outside. When tonight's all gone, there'll be nothing more, there'll be nothing less than the love you hide. Interesting.
mm.
We, babe, have a different kind of disease. All defenses shot. Being is love made to the soul. Yeah, give me all you've got.
Mm.
I think that was a hell of a cut up that I just kind of probably plopped down. And then
Yeah.
with the refrain, when tonight's all gone, there'll be nothing more, nothing less than the love you are. Can't you see that you're all that I've got? A little desperation in there, I guess,
Yeah.
and a little bit probably note to self, subconscious, I guess, because I didn't aim to do it, of saying, knock, 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 Dan, dumbass, connect with your fellow people. Life is short
Yeah.
and be cool to everybody and espouse your neighbor. Um, if I
Yeah.
can,
And I mean, what I'm hearing too is like that love is everything and being, you know, to be in that.
yeah, that's what I, that's what I think the inside me was trying to tell the outside me. And if I had to extrapolate out right now to current events or whatever, it's more like, never mind the bollocks, never mind the bullshit.
Mm.
Everybody be kind to each other. We're all going through crap.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when was it that you wrote this? Was it, or did you alter the lyrics at all too when you like revisited it, or how was it that?
The lyrics stayed the same. Um, the lyrics stayed the same. It's more a lot of the mixing, and I prettied up. I re-sang things, prettied up instrumentation and mixing. Um, but no, the lyric. That's interesting that the lyrics stayed the same because the me from 2010s when it came from would
Hmm,
as hip to this as 51.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, but I always think that's cool if you go back and listen to a. I don't know if it. Can you listen to your own music comfortably, or are you like, ah?
on the right days, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I mean, like when I just put this out, I'm gonna have to, this is gonna be hung up in the closet for weeks, months before I can listen to it again, just because of going through mixing and it all.
Hmm,
After some distance, I can. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I find it amazing that I can listen to my music and not get weirded out, but it's also because like when I do the demos, almost everything is one take, first take, and then I send it off to James K. Ultra, my genius producer and he also when he's done adding all his things, it's almost like a new song, you know what I mean?
He
and
does.
it's fun. We go back and forth together, and then so it feels like I'm listening to this wonderful relationship that we have too. When I listen to the song, so that's been great for me. But I really find it interesting because I've had that, in just this time of my life, I really have these songs that are coming out, and then it's a really you know, when I go back to listen to them. Usually, like when they come out, it's like I finish one, it's like a couple months till it comes out, and I don't listen to it, and then it's like a new thing, and I have that experience of like, oh yeah,
Do that. People that can't listen to themselves at all, and do you feel that you send messages to your future self unknowingly sometimes with the things you do?
I,
Um,
I do, but I really believe. I think we've talked about this before that it really is like a download, from like a higher dimension. I really believe that, or from like our higher selves and any creativity. I think that's a connection to your higher self. And you just need to be open and receive the download, hopefully let your ego step aside and just let something uh, come through you. So that's what was your question? My brain just
you just
flattened.
answered my question and several others. What you couldn't have said
Oh,
it there. It was more just seeing if you sent yourself unknowingly.
oh, that, yeah, 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 yeah,
And you sum up the process there. I mean, with really your higher self kind of telegraphing that to you, and we got to get out the way.
yeah.
Uh, let that in. That was beautiful, man. So
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. But yeah, I'm also inspired by you, I think, because yeah, like I said about just letting creativity take you wherever. I feel like I'm doing that more and more um, with what will be this next album, which will come out in July. But it's very much like synth pop, a lot of the time, maybe a little dark, but it's definitely not like really goth or dark wave, which is like, and I'm a little like, oh, that kind of my core audience. I wonder if they're going to go with me on this journey. But ultimately, you have to do what comes, right? What feels right,
your
what feels new, what feels fun, right?
dude, your
It's
voice,
about like having fun.
it's all about fun and enjoyment. And I was going to say your voice is the golden thread that ties it all together.
Mm. Oh, thank you.
That's what I think is if your voice and your personality's in there, that's what people roll up to SBG music for. And
Oh,
you can,
thank you.
you can tilt it any old way, but the personality's still there. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's what I think.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Um, have you been playing out live anymore? I know last time you were getting ready for something.
I played live last summer. I aim to be doing a lot more live this year. Um, I want to, this is going to sound cheesy how I describe it, but it's almost how I need to do it. I want to move in space with my music more. I have done
Mm,
a lot of studio stuff over the last 5 to 10 years. It's fun, it's where I live, but I do
mm.
the interacting with people and interacting with environment with music. I know it's a really clinical way to say that and nerdy.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I really feel I need to do that to take this further. I can't keep this behind the pane of glass, I don't think.
Yeah. And is part of that going to be like you just singing like on stage, or are you always going to play an instrument?
I'll always have an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably have, keys, some trigger pads and guitar with effects with me. And alternate between sometimes in the same song I'll not for acrobatics sake, but do things, between
Yeah.
and
The
so
genius mad scientist setup.
or bass drum and the xylophone and the kazoo.
The one man band. Cymbals between your knees.
Bringing some to the show.
That's something. I've never seen a one man band. There's always this kind of marching things. It'd be cool to have like a goth one man band.
That'd be so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could though, but if you bring out some Geddy Lee synth pedals.
Oh man, some Taurus. Yeah.
I know we always end up talking about Rush for some reason, but do you
Well,
see they're going to tour again with a new
yeah,
drummer?
be the day. But let me tell you, the lady that's doing drums, because all the Rush people at first are probably like, "What? Who the
Yeah,
stepping into that position?" But that lady rips.
yeah, yeah. It speaks. Her playing speaks for itself. Yeah, because I was noticing that too, because I follow Rush this and that, and I was really interested when they're the tour. Same thing. Are the fans going to accept someone that's not Neil Peart? But I think they did it really well because they said, well, there's going to be a whole section that's like dedicated to Neil Peart, in it, and then this woman who was just like you said, so fantastic. I haven't heard a single negative thing about it, which is pretty astounding.
I think she shut everybody. I think just
Yeah.
her shut everybody up.
Because I always remember what happened with oh my God, I can't remember it's when the guy committed suicide right around when Chris Cornell did. You know that band? I
You
can't remember. But they got replaced by a woman and she got killed. I mean, the whole band did. It just like they just had to stop again, I think.
it just depends on the context. Yeah, I mean and especially when you've got the Mark, well, the Rush. It's hard because all three of those guys are pillars. But I mean,
Mm,
anybody, not to diss anybody else in a band, but you've got like something like an Alice in Chains. Everybody's important, but Lane was probably pretty. When they were to replace him, I was like, "Ooh, you better do that right, guys. You better."
mm.
Um, and yeah, it's hard. It's just hard. But in many cases, I would hope the original person who passed on would almost want the band to continue and say, "Hey,
Mm.
bring the whole show down." I never thought Rush would be that though, because I honestly never thought there'd be a person on this rock that could approach
I would dare.
us. Who, yeah, who would even have the guts to do that? I was about to say the balls, but it's nobody with balls got that position, man.
No? No.
You it's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, but I'm also a little surprised they're going out again because I don't know. I pay such a close attention to vocalists,
Eddie,
and Getty just can't sing those songs anymore. I mean, I would think that it's painful for him to do that every night. I know, like even when I was, playing out a lot, like in the '90s. Unfortunately, with a lot of cocaine use, but I would, I would record sober and be able to do all kinds of things that I just couldn't do live. Especially with cocaine involved, just off the top of your range. but it always really bothered me if I can't hit a note live that I recorded. You know what I mean? I got super down on myself. Um, but he doesn't seem to do that.
No, I hear you. I mean, with Getty, well, just a note too. We were talking about the falsetto in this song we're talking about today.
Mm.
I'm gonna dread that part because I never watched that. But with Getty, it's been a lot of years. Uh,
Mm.
God bless him for trying. This cat's in his 70s, like 73 or something, man.
Oh, is
Uh,
that right? Wow, yeah.
and nobody's going to expect him to rip out Cygnus X1 or any of that stuff. But even even when I saw him in the 90s, there was some rough spots, and that's not critiquing. That's like I can't sing that. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
shoot. I mean, but I think it's a case of people are just happy to see Rush in any incarnation, probably just to be like, yeah, bring it, and we're
Yeah.
here for you.
But you know what's weird? How, some people do go through their whole life and keep their voice. Like we were talking about, yes, John Anderson. I don't know if you've seen his tours with these guys called the Band Geeks.
No,
I think they're from New Jersey or something, and they just are like total Yes fans. And they hooked up with John Anderson, and he's touring, doing Yes songs. And I think he's 81 or something like that. And he still can sing like that. It's amazing.
that's at a similar voice too. So that's
Yeah,
that amazing. That's Getty will say that was a huge inspiration to him. Is
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, and my thoughts always go to Mick Jagger, but it's a different range of voice. But
Mm,
today sounds like Mick back in the heyday.
yeah,
So,
that's true. He can do that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazing.
but yeah, man. Hats off to anybody that can pull that off.
I was
Uh,
wondering, I was wondering if well, as much as you want to share, but I know before we hit record, you were talking about that this year was just like one thing after another, and yeah, can maybe talk about that, what you will, and then how creativity enters the picture during those times.
well, yeah. I mean, everybody is going through stuff right now. It's a crazy time for everybody. So I don't presume to say poor me only. That's not where I'm coming from. But like, yeah, it was a lot more death rather at once than I have dealt with. And then we went.
Mm.
I don't know how weather is by you, but here in the Northeast, we just slid into the winter from hell. I've never
Oh
had.
yeah, same
Uh,
here. Yeah, never been like this.
yeah, it's nasty. So it's basically went
And
through it.
you got the weather coming off the water there too, right?
Yeah, and we've got some.
Yeah, that's how it is in Denmark. It's so cruel, the winds.
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. It, it's nasty, man. Right now, we're about to get another blizzard today, but yeah, it was. My dad passed over a year ago, and that's
Mm,
but that with the condition he was in, I was able to get more at peace with that. But you know, some of my wife's family, my boss and mentor died.
oh,
Uh,
wow.
at the end of last year, I lost two cats, and in my house, cats are family. They're not, just
Hmm.
um, and a lot of death. And just 2025, I was glad to see the back end of that.
Mm.
Um, but we're still left with this after winter. So everybody's suffering, man. It's not just me, but like creativity does help pull you out of it and give you something to do. And I'm gonna have a better year this year, just like Mike Brady. Just like now we're gonna have some better. Uh, you know, I'm looking forward to this year, and I'm trying to connect more. And I'm gonna try to make good on it and show up more on social media or whatever, just to be present and say hello to people and meet people and not just be here with a synthesizer up my ass all the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, this is why I love doing this show, It's really just an excuse to connect with people that I think have cool music and to see like you, I think of as a friend now, It's like to visit an old friend. And I've got like, you know, 60, 70 people like that now, which is kind of crazy, but it's really helped me out. and with some tough times that I've had too.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good bunch of people, an amazing bunch of freaking artists that roll up on the show.
Mm.
Good stuff
I
that
was
you.
just thinking when you were describing that the tough year though, is that one thing, well, in general, I have to say, it's so crazy how we're meant to go to school as kids and learn all this stuff, and you learn nothing about your emotional life, or what it's like to be frustrated and down or depressed. I mean, I just feel like there should be a psychology class, from like kindergarten on, and how do you deal with each other? Relationships. What's a good friend? How do you treat, all this stuff we're supposed to, where do you get it from? I mean, I got it from like James Bond films, not good for relationships. But another thing is that I've been thinking a lot about this year is nobody tells you that when someone dies that you don't get over it, or when a relationship, is over, it's not over. Like you keep carrying that pain forward, and it's like your heart keeps getting bigger to hold kind of all that sorrow, and it really never goes away.
Right. And you hit on something key there. It doesn't have to be a death, literally. It could be a relationship death, a band breaking up,
Mm,
a company you worked for that you liked that went out of business, any kind of thing that ended in a way that you didn't plan.
mm. Yeah, and like you said, when you're in the lyrics, when you're trying to go to sleep at night and you, you got the red streaking thoughts through your head. I mean, I actually this week I have a real hard time sleeping. I'll just say that right now. And I take medication to help me, but it's like I defy the medication. It's insane. But the other night I was thinking about something in 2000, some stupid thing that I did in Los Angeles, that had to do with the band. And I'm still like, why did I do that? And then I was just like, what the fuck, man? It's 2026. It's just insane what the brain will do.
I get you. No, I have that. Why did I say this to that person, or how did that go wrong, or whatever? Even with people that I've since made up with, or things that have moved on, and I'm like,
Mm.
I need to
Still
like,
circle around, yeah.
how can we not? I don't like stuck things, and so I, in the last couple of years, had the horrible, well, lack of habit of falling out of my meditation habit, and it really shows. And I need to get back
Mm,
because that stuff didn't show up as much when I had a regular meditation. Nothing crazy, 20 minutes.
you know what? Let's be meditation buddies,
I'm
and we'll
down.
hold each other accountable. Because I also used to meditate on, I don't know if I told you, I did uh, oh shit, what is that called now? I can't think of the kind of meditation, but it was 10 days silent meditation.
Oh wow, like a
It was
retreat.
crazy. Yeah, retreat. Yeah, Vipassana. That's it. It was Vipassana. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I was doing back then and stuff. And it's like now I don't do it, I don't do it at all.
Yeah, and
But
there's
I'll be your meditation buddy.
I'm
Let's
down.
get on track.
I'm down. Make things better. And to everyone listening, if you're into it, or if you're not into it, rather, it sounds like an empty thing. It sounds like things that hippies say on TV. Oh yeah, man, you'd be so peaceful after it. Oh, it helped, and nobody
Mm,
ever really says how it helps. It's like
mm,
describing how a rose smells to somebody. It doesn't do it justice unless you experience it.
yeah.
No,
Well, I always think of it as like building a muscle because, like, whatever meditation you do, like maybe you're focusing on your in breath and your out breath, or sensations in your body, or like Vipassana, or whatever it is. It's like building the muscle of concentrating on something that's like not built in any other way in today's society. And so it's like building that muscle. Then it helps you when those out of control thoughts come.
that's Well said once again. That's exactly what it is. It's showing up, doing it, not harshing yourself if you think of your grocery list or your
Yeah,
thing somebody said. That's part of the exercise. That's part of it.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was told too, is that that actually is essential because it's not that your mind went, it's that your mind went, which is a good thing because you make the decision to bring it back. And that's the muscle that you build up.
The bringing it back is the contraction of doing, the rep. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
gives
yeah,
you the work.
exactly.
So I like that analogy a lot. And
Dude, we only have 2 minutes left.
ah,
I'm so sorry, but I only have the 30-minute Zoom these days. Free
uh,
Zoom. But what's next for Albatross Heights? Is there a next single? Is there an album? Is there?
the next mixtape. I've got a mixtape I'm trying to come out with by April of about 9 songs. Um, why do I say mixtape instead of album? Because it's gritty and on the fly and not polished. This is going to be like garage
Oh, cool.
experimental, hopefully not unlistenable, but not over polished. And
I
I do.
can't I can't imagine you making something unlistenable. I
Oh,
just I just love your creative decisions and things that you do. It's always like it's an enjoyable ride, is what I feel like, when I listen to one of your songs.
thanks, man. I hide the unlistenable stuff. There's a word.
Oh, geez, we got 1 minute left. Thank you so much for doing this, and congrats on the single. I just love it. And we're going to hold each other accountable on the meditation. Weekly reports. Is that good for
Sounds
your
good.
Instagram? All right. Love you, man.
Love you too, man. Thanks.
Cheers.